Hey Michelle, last week you made an amazing video about how the piano is tuned in response to my video about how the guitar is tuned in the pentatonic scale. Today I want to keep building on that pentatonic scale but get more application in and take a look at one of my favorite chords, probably the chord I've gotten the most mileage and had the most fun with, which is a dominant ninth chord. And I think the reason why this chord is so brilliant is because I think it really propels you intrinsically across the circle of force, and also has some really fun variations. So to start out, if we start with the pentatonic scale shape, and just take the inner four strings, and then we drop down, we get our D dominant ninth. That's basically your D root, third, dominant seventh, and 9. It's really a brilliant sound. It sounds really great across the guitar. Question is why? Well, if you look close at this chord, it propels you across the circle of force because it's got an interval of major third, so in this case D to F sharp. But the next remaining two notes are actually another major third. In this case, C to E. And if you think about that, it's actually got its own major third interval, but then the major third interval of a chord a half step below it, or otherwise 2 hops along the circle of force. So as you're playing D, you're actually implying this C chord as well, which really gives you that energy and smooths you across the circle of force. One cool way to apply that, for example, is in the blues. So you're doing a G blues, you hit that D9, and it's already suggesting the C9, and then you come back to G. I wanted to close that with taking that interesting theory and maybe making it more useful. Here's a really practical example of applying it. You can start with, say you want to play a 2-5-1 type of thing in the key of C. Start with that D shape, but make it minor. Then do a tritone substitution, C sharp with a sharp 9, and then finally end on C, but drop that dominant 7th to a 6. And so those are actually the shapes I wanted to introduce to kind of let you play what makes this shape so fun. Start with that dominant ninth shape, and then if you want, you can get a cool sharp 9, which includes by just pulling that 9 up to a sharp 9. And what's cool about this shape is that it really pulls out this major 7th sound, which is so tense, and puts it right in the chord. Really, really beautiful. Another variation is you can drop your third down to minor, so you get that same 9 and 7, but you get it in a minor flavor. And then finally, if you really don't want that dominant sound, but you still want the rest of it, you can drop that 7th down to a 6th. And I just bar like this. And you get kind of this very classic jazzy sound. It's a lot of fun you can have with that.